Amy Webb is going to talk to you about the future of communications now. A little brief side note about Amy. Amy is the CEO of Webb Media Group, a bunch of futurist consultants that talk to Fortune 500s, government agencies, and other large
Whoever will listen
entities.
to us, basically, yeah. My name is Amy Webb, and I have 2 Twitter accounts, a LinkedIn profile, 3 Facebook groups, I'm on Gowalla, Scavenger, Foursquare, and 20 other networks. And all of this content that I'm creating today is laying the groundwork for what's to come. In the year 2040, we won't have separate networks where we have to enter and re-enter our profiles and information. Instead, the 5-dimensional web will connect our relationships, coordinates, people, and the objects in our lives via a series of cross-reference databases. In 30 years, I'll have a singular identity on the grid. Through my daily activities, I'll be continually uploading, sharing, and digesting content automatically. Today, we marvel at our tiny smartphones, which let us use augmented reality to see real-time information about the world around us. But in 30 years, we'll instead be implanted with biometric contact lenses. We'll walk down the street and see advertising pop-ups tailored just for us. Tiny bioreceptors planted in our ears will automatically let us hear the pronunciation of someone's name before we have to say hello. We'll have chips implanted in our hands, allowing us to interact with a virtual environment as we flip through pages of antique newspapers. And even the clothing we wear will be connected to our singular identity on the grid. Fabric woven with neurotransmitters will record the world around us, traffic patterns, crowds, street cleanliness. Our clothes will keep personal metrics for us, like our MTBS, that's our mean time between Starbucks, and our real-time insurance rates. So if you're going to order another cocktail, expect that your real-time insurance premium is going to go up. By 2040, we'll have seen the end of search. In this post-digital world, there'll be no need for search because we're plugged into the grid, which uses algorithms to decide what we'll want to read even before we know it. Today, we like and share stories. Most of what we know about the world is based on what our friends like and share with us. Our friends curate content for us. We'll have long stopped seeking information, and instead, content will be automatically curated and delivered. Where's all this content coming from? Well, there aren't big news organizations anymore. The Washington Post, long gone. Instead, we'll follow a confederation of charismatic leaders who curate, aggregate, and comment. The rest of our news will be personalized and delivered via algorithm. What we're thinking about and discussing will be monitored by semantic engines on the grid. Algorithms, not traditional journalists, will produce stories based on what we're most likely to read. Advertising will become ubiquitous and highly targeted. Augmented reality-style pop-up ads will literally follow us on the street, on the metro, and while we shop. We'll walk by a store and hear personalized information whispered to us via our implants. We'll scan clothing items and try them on virtually without ever having to get undressed. Predictive analysis will be used by content producers and advertisers to determine what we'll respond to most. So instead of, would you like fries with that, we'll be given, based on your number of friends who have purchased the Weight Watchers diet book recently, no, you don't want fries with that. Because we're constantly recording, uploading, and sharing ourselves to the grid, minute personal details, like the fact that you love dim sum or I have a completely ridiculous obsession with George Michael, will become tied to our identity, accessible to everyone, from algorithms and advertisers to politicians and police. What are the implications of this always connected culture? Well, we're smarter and faster than ever before, but we rely on machines to help us think. Today, kids in Japan can't write kanji by hand because they type on computers. In the year 2040, most Americans won't be able to read a map. There's another lesson we can learn from Japan. Until very recently, there was no native word for privacy. Before the tech boom, there was no need for it in Japan. But 30 years from now, we'll wax nostalgic about the good old days when only our families knew what we were actually eating for dinner. We'll see new hierarchies emerge of haves and have-nots. If you're wealthy and connected, you'll have access to choice databases and the very best information available. And we'll also see a new digital divide. Today, only the wealthy can afford the latest iPads and smartphones. In 2040, we'll be subjected to always-on information, advertising, and content. Only the wealthy will be able to unplug. And they'll pay a premium to keep their information in secured private databases. Popularity is the new currency. People with lots of friends and actual influence will get the best deals, new products to try, and the latest breaking news. Loners with no friends will literally be the last ones to know. All of this is possible because of what we're doing right now. We're giving away our information for free, and it will ultimately be tied to our singular identity on the grid. Now, if all of this seems far-fetched to you, everything I've talked about, from implantable contact lenses to fabric that tracks where you are, it's already being prototyped. Visit webmediagroup.com/ignitedc2010.html to watch videos and download research, or wait a few years and see if that information finds you.